Good evening all. Coming up, we've got 4 games, lots of snow, but don't worry, Alan Shearer and Ian Wright are here to keep us warm through it all. It would have been 5 games, but Burnley's match with Tottenham was postponed just 50 minutes before kick-off with heavy snow on the pitch at Turf Moor. Both managers agreed with the decision to call it off. So, let's start at Stamford Bridge with Chelsea versus Manchester United. It's been quite a week for United, and with emotions high, we've sought some wise counsel. Time for a Match of the Day debut from Radio 1's Dr. Rada.
Thomas, I guess you're thinking, how did we not win that game?
This can happen in football, and unfortunately it happened now twice to us. It was the same story against Burnley. I'm absolutely happy with the performance, the effort and the quality of the game from us. And unfortunately we scored 2 goals, but one on each side.
Slightly disappointed, to be honest, going ahead in the game. We came here to win the game, we tried to win the game, that was our intent, and we understood it was going to be a tough one. You know, they're obviously in a good moment, Chelsea, and playing well, and momentum's with them, confidence is with them.
It's been great. I think it's not an easy job for him. He just put the team together. I think we are now very, very together, like a proper team, compact, be together in the tough moments, and this is what we did today.
If your time in this caretaker position is 2 games and it's a win in Villarreal and a draw at Chelsea, you're pretty proud of that, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's been a decent couple of games. It's been mixed feelings in some ways, because obviously I shouldn't be here if things had gone as we wanted. I can't get away from that. But yeah, of course, the 2 games have been 2 massive games, really.
There's been some suggestion that Ralf Rangnick might have played some part in team selection or tactics today. Do you want to just clarify that for us?
No, that's not the case, no.
Well, Michael Carrick saying that they came to win the game, but I suppose those stats suggest different, because Chelsea totally dominated the game. I suppose, Ian, coming into this one, the question was always going to be, how were Manchester United going to get something out of this well-oiled Chelsea team?
Well, I thought that they'd have to be tight. Chelsea are playing well. They'd have to deny space. They'd have to stop those wing-backs. They've been criticised because of their pressing and lack of organisation in their pressing. But I thought they got it right today in the way they've done it. And they've done it consistently. You could see them here. Once they've gone, you could see the people behind Wan-Bissaka. You could see Matic, who I thought today for Man United, I know McTominay got it, was man of the match. You see Telles getting across. And this was kind of all game. It wasn't like, oh, Man United has started this well and they've done... This was all game, and they got them in a little trap here and they won the ball. This is the problem what Man United had, is that once they won it, they didn't really progress it as well as they could have. But here it is again, good press, forcing them in. Wan-Bissaka coming out with Alonso, denying them 2 space, denying denying Chelsea the kind of time and space that they would need. Somebody like a Jorginho would want on the ball. This was a fantastic bit of play from them. Look at the energy, intensity. This is a fantastic finish, man. Bam, bam. Look at his little body swerve. There it is.
The little legs there.
Yeah, there it is. Look, and then, the finish. It was very good. And then the second half, Man United, they didn't stop. And like I say, it's very strange to see Man United doing it, and doing it so well, and doing it so consistently. And if they can carry on doing this, then they're going to cause teams problems simply because of what they've got in offence. Now, this was the second shot on target, apart from Jadon Sanchez. I'm not sure what more he could have done, because he didn't get much off of him, but that was the second shot on target. But Man United got to get credit for the way they approached that game today.
And I suppose you just mentioned him as well, and one player that you thought was a standout player in that United team was Scott McTominay, Alan.
Yeah, what he did well is, and something they've obviously worked on in the last few days, is that you're never going to completely stop Chelsea's wing-backs getting forward and getting into good positions. But what you've got to try and do is you've got to try and reduce the number of times they get in behind you. And part of his job today was to help out to get into that position and sometimes make that third centre-back up. And the reason he's doing that is because of this. So he's saying to Wan-Bissaka, you go and get Alonso and I'll get Hudson-Odoi. Now, Chelsea are brilliant at switch and play, as we know, and getting those wing-backs in. So they look down that avenue, there's nothing there. So they then go down the right-hand side. There's McTominay in there again. Watch the way he just shuffles over. He shoves Wan-Bissaka over. So there you go. You go and get Hudson-Odoi. And again, I'll sit on Alonso in there. So Chelsea are probing. They're trying to get in there. And because of McTominay's position, there's actually no way through there. And they go again to the other side and off they go. Second half, similar sort of thing. Now it's Matic's turn down this left-hand side, but just have a look at McTominay in there as well, just in case they try to switch the play. There's Matic dropping in there again, helping the centre-halves out. And Man United knew that they had to defend, and defend very well today if they were going to get something out of the game. They had a little bit of luck, but I think at times they deserved it because of the way they set up and how it worked for them.
How can we, just a quick one, go from talking about Manchester United looking so unorganised to being so well drilled against this Chelsea team?
I said a few days ago, maybe a week or two ago, that the players had stopped running for Ollie. And that was the case. There's no doubt that the manager's gone in there, whatever he's said has worked, or whatever he's been doing on the training ground, and the players have responded to that, and they've responded to a new voice.
Yeah, well, Ian, Chelsea did find a way through from the penalty spot. Definite penalty?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's unfortunate, Wan-Bissaka. I thought he had a pretty good game himself today, but he just doesn't see him there. He's just going to clear the ball. He's got his eyes on the ball. He's got to clear the ball. And Thiago Silva's feet, it just gets there first. And it's a penalty. Yeah, it might feel soft.
Brave for Jorginho to step up and take it?
I think so. I think he shows a lot of bottle taking that, mistake in the game, missed for Italy. Yeah. And, he scored that one. It was one that he had to score as well. Yeah.
I suppose another talking point coming into this game was whether Lukaku would start against his former team. Timo Werner, on the pitch, attempted more shots than any other player during his time on the pitch. 6, none on target. Not his day?
Not his day. He hasn't had enough days in the blue shirt of Chelsea. When you look at his record before he came to the Premier League with Leipzig, you would think with those goals, 21, 13, 16 and 28 in the 4 previous years before coming here, you'd think there's a bit of a natural goal scorer in there. But there's not. And the reason why he's not is because he should actually get into so many good goal-scoring positions, because he trains with Reece James every day and plays with him every week. We watch Reece James. We know exactly what he's good at. We know what he's going to do, and we know he's going to get the ball into the box because of the quality. He should do that. Get in there, and he'll find himself that he'll have a tap-in. Now, and we were sat screaming at the television this afternoon, myself and Wrighty. Exactly the same thing again with Ziyech. Ziyech gets into the good position. If he moves into that position, 4 or 5 yards out, he gets a tap in. And again, there was just a complete and utter lack of movement. And he makes everything look far more difficult than it should be. Watch the way he tries to come around it, right the way around it, to hit it with his right foot, where he should just hit that with his left foot and guide it in there. This is another really good opportunity as well. And as I said, everything looks really complicated and difficult for him. He never looks comfortable in those positions. And someone should get him and spend hours and hours and hours on the training ground to improve his movement. Then you'll see those goal numbers massively improve.
Right, you were actually saying throughout that game, Lukaku, you wanted him to be on the pitch sooner.
I did, Alex, because I believe that if he starts that game, or if he plays a longer period in that game, he scores, simply because of his movement and the fact that he's going to take those chances. Chelsea looked like Chelsea of last season. They get to a certain level and they weren't finishing. That's what happened today, and they needed Lukaku today.
OK, well, some positive signs for the United fans from that game. Next, it's